We're hanging out with Tom, and it's time to introduce the new drummer.
This is Paul Bostaph. He's our new drummer.
And Paul, you've been playing with Slayer for, officially, how long have you been a member of Slayer?
Officially, about a year and a half.
And tell me about your prior band.
I used to jam in a band called Forbidden.
Which a lot of you probably might have heard of. Now, did you also, are you part of the recording of the new Slayer record?
I mean, will I be on the record itself? Yeah.
Now, how long do you think it's going to be before we're going to hear some new Slayer stuff?
Hopefully we'll have something finished and done by November.
Now, when we come back to the Headbangers Ball, BQ, I'm going to talk to these guys about the Judgement Night stuff, whether they like it or not. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to set this down and go eat this guy's food, eat animal food. We would much rather be eating, sitting, drinking, talking to girls, but we're going to talk to you about Slayer, and then we're going to eat, drink, and talk to girls. We'll be back with more Headbangers Ball. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball, hanging out with a couple of the guys from Slayer. Now, it's going to be, how long do you think before we hear new Slayer?
Sometime in February, I hope.
But we will be
go as they're planned.
We will be able to hear something involving Slayer and Ice-T, and tell me a little bit about that.
It's a soundtrack for a movie called Judgement Night, and it was something that was brought to us, and we kind of like said, okay, maybe, and when we decided what we wanted to do.
Which is you did an exploited song, which oh, you did other songs that are on it?
It's a medley of 3 songs. Okay. It's a song called War, UK 82, which we conveniently changed to LA 92, and Disorder.
And it's very cool. It's very loud. It's really good.
Paul plays on that.
Yeah. Now tell me, was it all the whole band, Slayer and Ice-T?
Yeah.
Was it pretty fun working with Ice-T?
It was.
He's obviously, I know that he's a big metal fan and he's a big Slayer fan.
He came in and he kicked ass. It was cool.
A speed metal duet.
Hatred can bring you down.
Conducted by producer Rick Rubin, brought Ice-T together with one of his favorite bands, Slayer.
I just got a call and my manager just called me up. He says, "Yo, they want you to do
We don't need your war.
a duo with some group." I'm like, "What group?" And they says, "A rock group." I said, "I got a rock group." And they're like, "Slayer." I'm like, "I'm there."
We threw it together over the past 2 weeks. It's all we've been doing, and the music came together really well. And I thought, if we're gonna do it with anybody that's not in a heavy metal genre, Ice-T's the guy.
War!
I learned from the great Henry Rollins the skill of vocal pitch and depth of field with screams. It's not like normal singing, and nothing nice about this.
The tune for the soundtrack is actually a medley of 3 songs by the 80s British punk act Exploited. Working out the music from Exploited's records was no problem, but intelligible lyrics were never a punk priority.
We sat there and tried to pick out what was that with this? No.
Like the you guys?
Yeah, I think, what the hell was that?
That was UK 82.
Yeah. So we had to sit there, you have to sit there and try to pick out things, and then once we had a basic idea, we figured, well, let's sort of I suggested let's rewrite some of this.
Chaos! 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 Don't give a
The producers of Judgement Night are looking to coax other artists together in interesting combinations. Ice-T says he never intended to do a rock collaboration, but working with Slayer was no big stretch.
It wasn't like you were going to have me do a collaboration with the Judds or somebody, then I'd have been panicking, But I'll be all right.
war! We don't need your war! War! We don't need your war!
There you go, that was Ricky Rackman in Los Angeles.